All right, man. Another Justice League moment. Justice League, man. What is justice, man? Justice is the law that separates right from wrong, right? It can define it simply. It's like air and water. Simple. Uh, Made up of the same elements, but yet different. One is and one is, you know what I'm saying? But they both are. So therefore, the law, justice, man. I love the word because when I found out that it meant dean, well, I got to stand for something. Might as well stand for the justice. And it all starts off with who I trust. And I know that there is a law of justice that is supreme, way higher above me. But being the recipient of the name, I say to myself, hey, man, all praises to the Most High because He is justice. He is, you know what I'm saying? He's the absolute. He is the only, where the buck stops. Money means nothing to Him. Logic means nothing to Him. He is logic. So man's superficial ideal of justice on this earth doesn't even come close, or even scrape the surface when it comes down to Him. And so I remember these things whenever I look at the secular news because, media, MEIDA, I think I spelled that right anyway. It was a city that was in the scriptures in the ancient days. And when you read about that word, and the media, they give you the north, east, west, and south news for those who think that analogies aren't clues as to what you see or what you read. You got to be knowledgeable in these things. And I know that it'll be real strange for a person not to go along with the way of this world and to think that, trust in the justice system when He already has given His law and He is justice. The first commandment I always remind and myself continually, and I mean this when I say this, wake up in the morning and see the sun rise, I open up the blinds and look at it and see the light in my eyes. And I have to reflect that. And I have to know that He is, not me. It's my job to serve Him. It's not to be whatever I want to be and think that the justice that I see on this earth is reasonable when put into the eyes of the Most High. Hear how this goes. Justice is a law. And I don't know why in the North America, or the land of the North, I should say, that they have a blind lady with a scale in her hand. Lady with a scale in her hand, weighing the balance of what? Something that she can't see, something that she could not be, when the men are the ones who He has dealt with since the beginning in Genesis. And you can see these things, and it'll be an offense to those who think that I'm trying to say something against equality. Man, justice rules over all that. And you have to understand, like I have to, because everybody has to, that the law of justice will be. And so whenever I see things like in the secular news I was going before, and I see Iran and Israel, the nation state, the Israelis going against each other in war, what do I say to myself? Justice, man. When I see somebody that's being told they can't do when the other does do and tells another sovereign nation that they can't, I don't want to protest against anything. It makes no sense for me to even do anything because I know that His law stands and His law is justice. Whoever died being innocent. And I'm not inconsiderate to those who lose their life through this senseless violence. And I say senseless, but you know what? It makes sense when I understand Isaiah chapter 45, verse number 7 always stands. He is justice. And to be taken seriously in what He says, reciprocity. Take Him very seriously. Justice doesn't have a blind eye. Justice doesn't have a scale in His hand. But I do know, as it is written, a just weight is His delight, and an unjust weight is an abomination. Okay? And now it's trivial, and as whatever you want to call me, or look at me stupidly and say this Negro don't know anything. I know one thing about justice, that when it is actually implemented in the way that He has and He is, there's no other thing but to give praise within it. So I say this, justice is His law. His law is supreme. He says, I go over you what Yahushua, His son, said, who you might call Jesus in English, man. He said, pay unto tribute Caesar's what is his, and pay unto tribute unto the Most High what is His, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense, because no matter how you cut it, how you slice it, or you want to look at it, His law still stands. Always will, forever and ever. Not one jot nor tittle shall be taken from the law until all be fulfilled. And justice, yeah, that's His will. which will be done. So as we go into this season of the rumors of wars and wars and all that kind of nonsense that you're hearing, these things must come true and are very apparent. That I don't get caught up in the news. I just know that His justice, His law, they still stand and they never lose. Shalom, peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High, Yah, Hawa, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai Hamashiach's most heavenly and holy divine name. I give praises unto the Most High God of the universe and everything in existence, for justice is His will. Yeah, all praises. Peace. Be still and know that I am. He is.